So it's good to have you back, although I don't think we've got you on video. But yes, please sing for us, Tara. It would be good to hear you.
Right, hopefully you can hear me. Can you hear me, Amanda? If you can hear me, great, fantastic. So yeah, I've borrowed a computer from my daughter's school so that I can actually join you today. It's really nice to hear you all. So I don't know what the sound or anything is like, but here we go. I'm going for a wayfaring stranger. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of woe. But there's no sickness, no toil, no danger in that bright world to where I go. I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I know dark clouds will gather around me. I know my way is rough and steep, yet beauteous fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed their vigils keep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I feel my sins are all forgiven. My hopes are placed on things above. I'm going to yon bright heaven, where all is joy and peace and love. I'm going there to see my children. I know they're near my Father's throne. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I want to wear a crown of glory when I get home to that good land. I want to shout salvation's story in concert with the blood-washed band. I'm going there to see my comrades who've gone before me one by one. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. I'm going to go up a bit. I'll soon be free from every trial. This form will rest beneath the sod. I'll drop the cross of self-denial and enter in my home with God. I'm going there to see my Savior, to sing his praise forevermore. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home. I'm only going over Jordan. I'm only going over home.
Yeah.
Fantastic, Sarah. We couldn't see you, but we definitely could hear you. And that was
It's
a great
great
way
to be
to
back with
start.
you.
It was lovely.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Gemma.
I
Thank you,
forgot to
Sheila, for singing along.
I forgot to call the next person. The next person is Bob Askew, and after Bob, we'll have Steve Suffet.
Right, am I ready?
No, you're not. You need to unmute yourself.
Am I ready now?
You are.
Right, yeah, sorry about that. So I forgot to unmute. I think Caroline did the Deserter last week, the Radcliffe Highway one. So I thought I'd do the other Deserter one, the one that probably come before. It's known as the Old Deserter, I think, which really goes into the worries and the fears of being on the run, because it's horrible what happened to you if you were caught. It's collected from a chap down here in Hampshire. Once I thought I never should be in this distracted state, a poor distracted effigy exposed to hardship great. The birds that flutters in the tree strikes terrors in my heart. Every sound alarmeth me, oh why did I desert? It's under the cover of a tree. Oh dear me, I have lost it now. That I was forced to lie, to shelter from my enemies, although my friends was nigh. Just like the owl that hides by day, I could not show my face. Soon my journey I'll pursue and find some friendly place. My brother, he came riding by, not knowing I was there. My voice to him aloud did cry, but me he did not hear. His horse was borne away from me, I could not bring him to. So here distracted I must lie, not knowing what to do. My sword and sash and blue coat too, to them I leave behind. Then my journey I'll pursue, some secret place to find. To the light horse I'll bid adieu, which once was my delight. And now my journey I'll pursue, and travel in the night. Once I thought I never should be in this distracted state. Poor distressed effigy, exposed to hardship great. The birds that flutters in the tree strikes terrors in my heart. Every sound alarmeth me, oh why did I desert?
Heard that one before. An interesting song.
Yeah, it has been around here and there, but I think the other one.
Solo duo.
Yeah, the other one's a lot better known.
Okay, thank you very much, Bob. Was that a Hampshire song? Did you say?
Yes, it was. Yeah,
Of course it was.
The name of the guy, but yeah, there's several guys. I think it was Willy in Peter's. Yeah.
Okay, great stuff. Our next singer then is Steve Suffet, and after Steve, could we have Caroline?
Solo all together. Solos singly or together.
Do you want to?
Yes. Greetings from New York City once again. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from my home, a long way from home. There was someone singing along who wasn't muted. So I'm going to try that again. Let's try that, and hopefully everyone's muted. If you want to sing along, make sure you're muted. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home, yeah. A long way from home. And sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. A long way from home, yeah. A long way from home. And sometimes I feel like it's an endless night. Sometimes I feel like it's an endless night. Sometimes I feel like it's an endless night. A long way from home, yeah. A long way from home. And sometimes I feel like an eagle in flight. Sometimes I feel like an eagle in flight. Sometimes I feel like an eagle in flight. A long way from home, yeah. A long way from home. Motherless Child, and we'll go out. Maybe we'll even fade a little bit on it. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, a long way from home, yeah. A long way from home.
It's all coming home to talk to me.
Muting myself now.
Thank you very much, Steve. We did have some muting errors there and that during your performance, but
did you hear all of me? I'm not sure. Okay.
Okay. So Caroline is next, and after Caroline, could we have Angelica, please? Caroline is still the winner of the Islington Folk Club April 2020 Trad to Mad competition.
I hope I remain that way. More people should enter May. There's only 3 entrants so far, I think. You should all enter, and you know, if I can win, anyone can win. Anyway, this is a cautionary tale from up north. It goes like this. Oh, Mary lass, what's this you're doing? And what's this you're getting into? Weary on city lad will not do. Your mother was always a mender, and your grandma before her was too. I started off low, but I'm head spinner now. So Willy, old lad's not for you. And I dare say he's young now and handsome, and his eyes are a fine shining blue. But he's clogs, and he'll always be clogs, lass. Oh, Willy, old lad's not for you. He'll never have seat for his trousers. He'll never have jam for your bread. Not a £5 a week house like ours, but a back-to-back midden instead. And 1 kid a year till you're 30, and a worn-out old woman you'll rue. That you shook your soft head when your old father had. Oh, Willy, old lad's not for you. And I dare say he's young now and handsome, and his eyes are a fine shining blue. But he's clogs, and he'll always be clogs, lass. Oh, Willy, old lad's not for you. When he's 40 and fat with a boozin', and the women he's had turn away, when his money on horses he's losing, but you still have the rent man to pay. And it's always your fault with the nagging, and the beer makes him nasty and mad. When you lie there and dread that he'll want you in bed, will you still love your Willy, old man? And I dare say he's young and handsome, and his eyes are a fine shining blue, but he's clogs, and he'll always be clogs, lass. Oh, Willy, old lad's not for you. So if you want my consent to wed him, lass, I fear you'll be wanting a while. If it's him that you meet at the altar, then it won't be my arm down the aisle. So cherish your grace while you can, lass, and dream your silly dreams whilst you can. When you've spent all your youth, there'll be long years for truth, while your lad's still a Willy, old man. And I dare say he's young now and handsome, and his eyes are a fine shining blue, but he's clogs, and he'll always be clogs, lass. Oh, Willy, old lad's not for you. Thank you.
Excellent.
Great
What it
stuff,
was-
Caroline.
Yeah. The power
Very
supply
much.
wasn't
Unusual
broken,
song. I don't think I've heard that before. Great.
It's by Keith
And in the doing,
Marsden.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Hear
it's
it a lot up north, not so
Yeah, you
much
do.
down here.
Okay, so Angelica's next, and after Angelica, Garry Walker, you're next in line.
I'm just trying to sort my sound, sorry. Oh, sorry, I was trying to get it on the mic, but it's not working.
You sound pretty good like that.
Do I?
Yeah, that's quite good sound quality.
Okay. Thanks, sorry, very off-putting, that hasn't worked. Okay. Can you hear me? Once I knew a pretty girl, I loved her as my life. I'd gladly give my heart and hand to make her my wife. Oh, to make her my wife. She took me by the hand, she led me to the door, she put her arms around me, saying, please come no more. Oh, please come no more. Well, I'd not been gone for about 6 months when she did complain, and she wrote me a letter saying, please come back again. Oh, please come again. And I wrote her an answer just for to let her know that no young man should venture where once he could not go. Oh, where once he could not go. So come all you young lovers, Take warning from me and never place your affections on a green grown tree. Oh, on a green growing tree. For the leaves they will wither, roots will decay, and the beauty of a young maid will soon fade away. Oh, soon fade away.
Sadly true.
Agreed.
Thank you very much, Angelica. Lovely. So Garry's our next singer. I don't know who that dog is. Is the dog on the singers list? Does it want to be? We've had strange performances. Anyway, so Garry and Garry will be followed by.
What? Not even sure I want to sing. I'm not bothered one way or the other.
Okay, I'm going to do a musical song. Mrs. Moore, who lives next door, is such a dear old soul. Of children she has had a score, and her husband's on the dole. I don't know how she manages to keep that lot, I'm sure. I said to her today as we were standing at the door, don't have any more, Mrs. Moore. Mrs. Moore, please don't have any more. The more you have, the more you'll want, they say, and enough is as good as a feast any day. If you have any more, Mrs. Moore, you'll have to rent the house next door. They're all right while they're here, but take my advice, old dear, and don't have any more, Mrs. Moore. The little pub she uses is called the Wooden Hut. She's first one in at opening time and last out when they shut. And when she's had a few, she likes to do the la-di-da and gets so ratty when they shout at her across the bar. Don't have any more, Mrs. Moore. Mrs. Moore, please don't have any more. The more you have, the more you'll want, they say, and enough is as good as a feast any day. If you have any more, Mrs. Moore, you'll never get to your front door. Too many double gins gives a lady double chins, so don't have any more, Mrs. Moore. She's had a lot of husbands who in love with her have fell. This one is her 7th one and he don't look too well. A year ago she married him, and on their wedding day, as they were walking down the aisle, I heard the parson say, don't have any more, Mrs. Moore. Mrs. Moore, please don't have any more. The more you have, the more you'll want, they say, and enough is as good as a feast any day. If you have any more, Mrs. Moore, I don't know what we'll do, I'm sure. Our cemetery's so small, there'll be no room for them all. So don't have any more, Mrs. Moore. Our cemetery's so small, there'll be no room for them all. So don't have any more, Mrs. Moore.
Good.
Musical.
Kind advice.
Yes, I
Thank you for that.
do.
I like that.
Okay. So
Music
Pal's our next
halls.
singer, and after Pal, he's Clive. You are going to be up after Pal, please.
No, I'm not. You want me?
Yes, after Pal. Not right now. Prepare.
I haven't heard Mrs. Moore since the late Dave Ross used to sing it, and he was really good guy. Okay, Amanda, I love your backdrop. Okay.
I'm glad somebody noticed at last.
I noticed it immediately.
Yes.
Okay. Right, this is a song that always used to be done to death, but you don't hear it so much now, so I'm going to do it. My young love said to me, my mother won't mind, and my father won't slight you for your lack of kind. Then she laid her hand on me, and this she did say, oh, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day. Then she stepped away from me, and she moved through the fair. And fondly I watched her move here and move there. Then she went away homeward, just one star away, like the swan in the evening moves over the lake. Last night she came to me, my dead love came in, and she entered so softly, her feet made no din. Then she laid her hand on me, and this she did say, oh, it will not be long, love, till our wedding day.
Oh, lovely, yeah.
Lovely as ever, Pal. Thank you. Clive, you're next. And after Clive, I'd like to call Chris Lamb.
Young soldier. Being a blues guitarist. Right there, down today. Let's get the key right. It's of the young soldier, a letter did write unto his old and true love, his own heart's delight. And as soon as she saw it, the writing she knew, it came from her own true love on the mountains Adieu. To see we bold soldiers all along the wall side, and they dare not touch us, for God was our pride. And with these words spoken, down dead he did fall. He came by his death from a French cannonball. General Baird, our commander, all the rest of the fight, from 5 in the morning till 10 that same night. So boldly we advanced, said, our hearts were so true, we spared women and children on the mountains Adieu. End.
It's Clive. I'm not sure whether you wanted to sing or not, but we made you. Although I believe you had a request that you did not fulfil, so we may need to come back to you later. Anyway, moving swiftly on. Chris Lamb's our next singer, and after him, Neil.
My name is Jim Parkinson, Hull's where I'm from. Some call me a hero, some call me a bum. But I'll sing you a song the way songs should be sung, of them heroes that fished off of Iceland. You can talk of your soldiers, your sailors so fine, your men in the steel work, your lads down the mine, but as many's the hero has wasted his time catching cod off the cold coast of Iceland. I've 3 fingers missing, now ain't that a shame? And my left leg is gammy, that means that I'm lame. It's a small price to pay to be part of the game, catching cod off the cold coast of Iceland. It's bye-bye St Andrews as we head for the ground, where the cod and the haddock and them redfish are found. Then it's out with the gear and we work the clock round, catching cod off the cold coast of Iceland. Now your wage is a gamble, so you earn all you can. There's rules to be broken, so you break every one. And you stand and you freeze and kid on you're a man, catching cod off the cold coast of Iceland. And when the trip's over and Sinbad's ashore, you drink a few pints and then have a few more. Then it's home to the missus or else visit some whore to forget about fishing off Iceland. Then came the cod wars and we lost every round, and the fishing was over for we'd lost the best ground. And a crowd of despondency spread o'er the town. No more fishing for cod off of Iceland. But now on the docks where the trawlers were seen, in cold glass and concrete, a brand new museum. It's called Trawling Deep Water GB PLC. And all of me heroes are memories.
Lovely, Chris, lovely.
Great song, Chris, thank you. So over to Neil, and after Neil, can I have Martin Neil lining up, please?
Right, well, dancing at Whitsun. I'm not sure if it's topical because I'm not sure when Whitsun is anymore, but at least next weekend is the Maybank holiday. Anyway. It's 50 long springtimes since she was a bride, but still she remembers at each Whitsun tide. In a dress of white linen and ribbons of green as her memories of loving. The feet that were nimble tread carefully now, as dainty a measure as age will allow. Through groves of white blossom and fields of green corn, Where once she was pledged to her true love, the fields they stand empty, the hedges grow free, no young men to tend them, no pastures go see. They have gone where the forests of oak trees before have gone to be wasted in battle. Down from the green farmlands and from their loved ones march husbands and brothers and fathers and sons. There's a fine roll of honour where the maple once stood, but the ladies go dancing at Whitsun. There's a straight row of houses in these latter days, all covering the downs where the sheep used to graze. There are fields of red poppies and a wreath from the Queen, but the ladies remember at Whitsun. The ladies go dancing at Whitsun.
Excellent.
Thank you. And we have our answer about when Whitsun is from Martin. 31st of May this year. Shortly. Martin, are you working on the quiz with the other people I delegated that to last week?
Sorry?
What quiz?
Oh, you and Sheila and Richard were tasked with doing a quiz, but never mind. We'll have it
Were we?
me?
What?
It's going down fast. Never mind, let's move on. Martin, it's going to be you now and followed by Sheila Miller.
Oh, really? All right.
Right. Before I start the scene, there's various people on the participants list who I know are singers who haven't put their virtual hands up yet. So maybe we need another reminder about how to raise your hand. Anyhow, here is a song, a Broken Token song. And it's difficult to pitch because it goes up and down. A fair maid walking all in her garden. A brisk young sailor she chanced to spy. He stepped up to her, intending to view her, and said, "Fair maid, can you fancy I? Oh, you seems to be some man of honour. Some man of honour you seems to be. How can you impose on a poor young woman that is not fitting your servant to be? Oh, if you're not fit for to be my servant, well, I've a great regard for thee. I'll marry you, make you my lady, and you'll have servants to wait on thee. Oh, I have a true love, all of my own, sir, and 7 years he's been gone to sea, and 7 more I will wait for him. If he's alive, he'll return to me. If 7 years your true love have left you, I'm sure he's either dead or drowned. If he's alive, I will wait for him. And if he's dead, I hope that he's in glory crowned. Now when he saw that his true love was loyal, he knelt down on his bended knee, saying, I'm your poor young and single sailor, though many years have been gone to sea. Oh, if you're my poor young and single sailor, show me the token I gave to thee. For 7 years has made an alteration since my true love was gone to sea. He put his hand all in his pocket, his fingers they being young and long and small. See, here's the ring that was broke between us, and when she saw it, down she did fall. He picked her up all in his arms, and kisses gave her 1, 2, and 3, saying, I'm your poor young and single sailor, just now returned for to marry thee.
Marsden, well done.
I think those blokes
Hey lad, lovely.
who they are. They're good stuff.
Thank you, Martin. Yeah, I don't know what these guys think they're doing really when they turn up like that, but never mind. In the song, I mean.
She says, "I
you
the token."
So Sheila, what do you have for us? And after Sheila, please ready yourself. Oh yes, Martin requested a reminder about how to get on the singers list. So hang on, I'll just. If you missed how to get on the singers list, you need to click on participants, and then at the bottom of the participants list that will appear, you will see that there's a number of little buttons, and one of them is raise hand. So you click that, and a little hand will appear by your name in the list, and that is how you get on the list. So yeah. Okay, so hopefully a few singers will join that list now. All right, so Sheila, off you go.
I really need to switch the light on, but I'll do it afterwards. This may or may not work. I've never sung this unaccompanied before, I don't think. I usually sing it in music hall shows with accompaniment. It's not traditional. It was written during the Second World War, I think in 1940, during the Blitz anyway. And it came into my head recently. It feels vaguely appropriate, and I think I almost certainly need to take it down from where I usually sing it when I sing it in a bigger place with a piano, not played by me, I hasten to add. London pride has been handed down to us. London pride is a flower that's free. London pride means our own dear town to us, and our town it forever will be. Hey, whoa, Liza, see the cluster barrows, the vegetable marrows and the fruit piled high. Oh, Liza, little cockney sparrows, Covent Garden Market where the costers cry. Cockney feet mark the beat of history. Every street pins a memory down. Nothing ever can quite replace the grace of London town. There's somebody taking this up slightly. There's a little city flower, every spring unfailing, growing in the crevices by some London railing. Though it has a Latin name in street and countryside, we in England call it London Pride. London Pride has been handed down to us. London Pride is a flower that's free. London Pride means our own dear town to us, and our pride it forever will be. Hey lady, when the day is dawning, see the policeman yawning on his lonely beat. Gay lady, Mayfair in the morning, hear your footsteps echo in the empty street. Early rain and the pavements glistening, all Park Lane in a shimmering gown. Nothing ever could break or harm the charm of London town. In our city darkened now, street and square and crescent, we can feel our living past in our shadowed present. Ghosts beside the silver Thames, who lived and loved and died, keep throughout the ages London pride. London pride has been handed down to us. London pride is a flower that's free. London pride means our own dear town to us, and our pride it forever will be. Grey city, stubbornly implanted, taken so for granted for 1,000 years. Stay city, smokily enchanted, cradle of our memories, our hopes and fears. Every blitz your resistance toughening, from the Ritz to the Anchor and Crown. But nothing ever can override the pride of London town. Sorry, that was a bit all over the place.
Well done, Sheila. Lovely one.
Doesn't need the accompaniment.
Noel Coward.
Yeah.
Really?
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
indeed written in 1940. I think.
It's a nice song. Noel Coward.
It is.
Of course, there's
I
a
have sung it better than that.
Well, thank you, Sheila. That will do nicely for us tonight, anyway. Thank you. So Simon's our next singer, and then I've got Moira Harbour, but I see Dave is beside you, so it's probably going to be one and then another.
Okay.
In the meantime, Sheila, please take it away. Not Sheila. We just had Sheila. Simon.
Yep, this is a Garry Davis song. Garry Davis was my hero, and it's this is a song of unrelenting gloom, but it's not meant to be topical. It happens to be a beautiful song. Death don't have no mercy in this land. Death don't have no mercy in this land.
He'll come to your house and he won't stay long. You look in the bed, somebody will be gone. Death don't have no mercy in this land. Death never takes no vacation in this land. Death don't take no vacation in this land. He'll come to your house and he won't stay long. You look in the bed, somebody will be dead. Death don't take no vacation in this land. Death will leave you standing and crying in this land. Death will leave you standing and crying in this land. He'll come to your house and he won't stay long. You look in the bed, somebody will be gone. Death will leave you standing and crying in this land. Death's always in a hurry in this land. Death always in a hurry in this land. He'll come to your house and he won't stay long. You look in the bed, somebody will be gone. Death's always in a hurry in this land. Cheerful.
Hey. Beautiful.
Great song, and yeah, maybe a bit too relevant. I don't know. That's what songs like. Okay, Moira and then Dave, or Dave and then Moira, and after that, could we have after Moira and Dave have finished, could we please have John White?
Okay.
Hey.
All right. Cool.
That was a lot of laughs, that one, Simon. Well done, mate.
Okay. Well, last week I sang about a much-loved character in Dublin called Biddy Mulligan. And this time, this is another character from Dublin who was very much of a ne'er-do-well, complete opposite to Biddy Mulligan. So I'm going to sing her song. Poor old Dicey Riley, she has taken to the sup. Poor old Dicey Riley, she will never give it up. And off each morning to the pub, and then she goes in for another little drop. Well, it's the heart of the Roud, is Dicey Riley. She'll walk along Fitzgibbon Street with an independent air. And then it's down by Summer Hill, and as the people stare, she'll say, It's nearly 1:30. Time I went in for another little one, but the heart of the owl is dicey Riley. At 2 pods close and out she goes, as happy as a lark. She'll find a bench to sleep it off down in St. Patrick's Park. She'll wake at 5, feeling in the pink, and say, 'tis time for another little drink, but the heart of the owl is dicey Riley. Poor old dicey Riley, she will never settle to the sup. Poor old dicey Riley, she will never give it up. It's off each morning to the pub. She goes in for another little drop, but the heart of the owl is dicey Riley. She'll travel far to a dockside bar to have another round, and after 1 or 2 or 3 she doesn't feel quite sound. And after 4 she's a bit unstable, after 5 underneath the table, but the heart of the owl is dicey Riley. They'll carry her home at 12 o'clock, as they do every night. Bring her inside, put her on the bed, and then turn out the light. Next morning she'll get out of bed and look for a cure for her head, but the heart of the owl is dicey Riley. Oh, poor old dicey Riley, she has taken to the sup. Poor old dicey Riley, she will never give it up. Well, it's off each morning to the pub, then she goes in for another little drop. For the heart of the owl is dicey Riley.
This is a song about the fight between the British and
You need to unmute, Dave.
Oh,
hello.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
This is a song about the British fighting the French on the Heights of Abraham in Canada. One Monday morning, as we set sail, the wind it blowed a present gale. To fight the French it was our intent, through smoke and fire, through smoke and fire. And it was a dark and a gloomy night. The French were landed on mountains high, while we poor souls in the valley lie. Cheer up, me lads, General Woolf did say, brave lads of honour, brave lads of honour. Old England, she shall win the day. The very first broadside we gave to them, we wounded 150 men. Well done, me lads, General Woolf did say, brave lads of honour, brave lads of honour. Old England, she shall win the day. The very next broadside they gave to us, they wounded our general in his right breast, and from his breast precious blood did flow like any fountain, like any fountain. And all his men were filled with woe. Here's 100 guineas, all in bright gold. Take it and part it, for my life's quite cold. And use your men as you did before, your soldiers on, your soldiers on, and they will fight forevermore. And when to England you do return, tell all my friends that I'm dead and gone. And tell my tender old mother dear that I am dead, oh, that I am dead, oh, and never shall see her no more.
Thank you, Dave. Another bit of folk misery. Excellent.
There's a lot of it about.
John White might cheer us up, or he might not. Who knows? Anyway, after John, we'll have Dave here. In the meantime, take it away, John.
This song is The Sheep Stealer. It's a song that comes from the very bad track.
John, you need to be unmuted.
Oh,
wait a second. That's you. That's you away now. Yeah.
Shall I start again?
Yes, please.
Right. So this is The Sheep Stealer, and it comes from the dreadful days of the enclosures. And what I think is so interesting as a folk song, it brings out the feelings of anger and resentment that are felt by so many thousands of people when they were flung off their land and out of their houses so that rich landlords could run sheep on what used to be the common land. It's a very short song, but I think very powerful. I am a brisk lad whose fortunes are bad, and I am most wonderful poor. Oh, indeed I intend for me fortunes to mend, and to build a house down on the moor, me brave boys, and to build a house down on the moor. The farmer do keep fat oxen and sheep, and a brave little nag on the down. In the middle of the night, when the moon do shine bright, there's a number of work to be found, me brave boys. There's a number of work to be found. Well, I'll creep all around on another man's ground and take a fat sheep for me own. With the aid of my knife, put an end to its life, and then I will carry it home, me brave boys. And then I will carry it home. Me children shall pour the wool from the ewe, while I'll be whether or not. I'll swear all I have is my own, me brave boys. And I swear all I have is my own.
Lovely, John. Thank you. Dave Clare, are you going to cheer us up, or are you going to push us further? After
Surely
you,
not.
if we could have Thompson and Dublin after Dave, please.
I was lying, actually. This is no way going to cheer anyone up. Especially all of us who've been stuck at home drinking, and mind you, I'm sure we'll ignore the bit about not meeting in the pub afterwards. But it's a bit of a warning about drink. A Cyril Tawney song called A Reunion. Sorrow is my stock in trade, and sadness is my style. And if you're looking for a smile from me, you'll have to wait a long, long while. 'Cause I'm not the man I used to be in smoky taverns long ago, when it were reeling in the easy days, and you knew all there was to know. You knew a woman, and well, so did I. I say, ladies, answer love. I tried to tame her off and on for years. She was too smart for me by half. How come she always stayed so young, my friend? Well, we grew older by the day. It brings to mind the way that people laugh to see December chasing May. And that's why sorrow is my stock in trade, and sadness is my style. And if you're looking for a smile from me, you'll have to wait a long, long while. Well, there's more to drinking than a glass of ale. There's more to dying than goodbye. I know it's hard to toss the glass away, but come the time I'll have to try. But what price revelry without the ale? The bonhomie becomes a bore. The roaring laughter rings so hollow now. The jokes aren't funny anymore. So spare a thought for this old sober sights. Next time you're standing jar in hand. And if I don't celebrate a meeting here, I hope by now you'll understand. That's why sorrow is my stock in trade, and sadness is my style. And if you're looking for a smile from me, wait on, old pal of mine. You'll have to wait a long, long while. Well, that's cheered you up, isn't it?
Bravo, well done.
surprised when you said it wouldn't cheer us up.
I was lying. I was just lying.
That was lovely, Dave.
About the misery, but
Give me up.
it was worth it.
I'm not in the cabinet, Dave. What makes you think you're allowed to lie so blatantly?
Forever.
In the cabinet, you should be.
Little bit of politics.
I've just been Livy's just let me out the cabinet.
It's quite nice in the wardrobe as well.
Yeah, I'm due back in soon, actually.
I think I missed something. Anyway, never mind. Tom Finn in Dublin is our next singer, followed by Gavin Atkin and Julie. And then we'll see whether we have time to have one or two more before the break or not. I suspect not. But in the meantime, please take it away, Tom, and welcome.
Thank you very much.
Hold on.
I think
Okay, can you hear me now? Yeah. Okay, this is a song called The Hot Ash Felt. It goes all the way back to the 1890s, but it was collected by Ewan MacColl from his own father, William Miller, in the 1950s. And Ewan MacColl wrote a slightly modified version of it and recorded it for the BBC, the radio ballads back in 1959. And it was picked up then by Luke Kelly of the Dubliners in the early 60s. He used to attend Ewan MacColl's critics group, and he brought it back to Dublin, and it was recorded by the Dubliners back in the 1960s, which is when I remember it from, and hadn't heard it for years, but I came across it recently and decided to learn it. So anyway. Good evening, all me jolly lads, I'm glad to find you well. If you'll gather all around me now, the story I will tell. For I have a situation, and begorra and begod, I can whisper I've the weekly wage of 19 bob. 'Tis 12 months come October since I left me native home, after helping them Killarney lads to bring the harvest down. But now I wear the gansey and around me waist a belt. I'm the gaffer of the squad that makes the hot ash felt. Oh, we laid it in the hollows and we laid it in the flat. And if it doesn't last forever, sure it's there I laid me hat. Well, we've wandered up and down the world, and sure I've never felt any surface that was equal to the hot ash felt. The other night a copper comes, and he says to me, Maguire, would you kindly let me light me pipe down at your boiler fire? He plonks himself right down in front with hobnails up to late, and says, I me decent man, you'd better go and find your bait. He ups and yells, I'm down on you, I'm up to all your pranks. Don't I know you for a traitor from the Tipperary ranks? Boys, I hit straight from the shoulder, and I gave him such a belt that I knocked him into the boiler full of hot ash felt. Oh, we laid it in the hollows and we laid it in the flat, and if it doesn't last forever, sure it's there I laid me hat. Well, I've wandered up and down the world, and sure I've never felt any surface that was equal to the hot ash felt. We quickly dragged him out again and threw him in a tub, and with soap and warm water we began to rub and scrub. But devil the thing it hardened, and it turned him hard as stone, and with every other rub, sure you could hear the copper groan. I'm thinking, says O'Reilly, that he's looking like Kelnick, and burn me if I'm not inclined to claim him with me pick. Now, says I, it would be easier to boil him till he melts, and to stir him nice and easy in the hot ash felt. Oh, we laid it in the hollows and we laid it in the flat, and if it doesn't last forever, sure I swear I laid me hat. Well, I've wandered up and down the world, and sure I've never felt any surface that was equal to the hot ash felt. You may talk about your sailor lads, ballad singers and the rest, your shoemakers and your tailors, but we please the ladies best. The only ones who know the way their flinty hearts to melt are the boys around the boiler making hot ash felt. With Roud and with Scrod, and sure I caught me that of cold. For scientific purposes, me body it was sold. In the Kelvin Grove Museum, me boys, I'm hanging in me pelt as a monument to the Irish making hot asphalt. We laid it in the hollows and we laid it in the flat, and if it doesn't last forever, sure I swear I'll light me hat. Well, I've wandered up and down the world, and sure I've never felt any surface that was equal to the hot asphalt. You know what? There you go.
Lovely stuff.
Very heartfelt, Tom. Thank you very much. The Kelvin Grove Museum, that's a building I used to visit a lot as a child. And
yeah, me too.
It's got its own it's absolutely distinct, and you know, as soon as you go in, you're like, oh yeah. But that is really nothing to do with your song or this folk club or anything else. So too much information probably. Moving on now, please, to Gavin and Julie. And I don't know if you're going to sing together or separately, but it's up to you and over to you. And I think we'll have a break after you both sing.
So we'll sing together.
You need to unmute yourselves first.
Can you hear us all right? Excellent. Once I had a spring. What's going on?
It's the wrong song. We're doing a gypsy.
My bar.
Yes. Sorry about that.
Wrong song, my fault.
My father is the king of the gypsies, that is true. My mother, she learned me some camping for to do. They put a pack upon me back, they all did wish me well. So I set out for London town, some fortunes for to tell. Now as I was a-walking on a fair London street, a handsome young squire I chanced for to meet. He viewed my brown cheeks and liked them so well. And says, me little gypsy girl, can you me fortune tell? Oh yes, kind sir, give me hold of your hand, for you have got riches, and you've houses, and you've land. But all those pretty fair maids, you must put them to one side, for I'm the little gypsy girl who is to be your bride. Oh, once I was a gypsy girl, but now a squire's bride, with servants to wait on me, and in me carriage ride. The bells they shall ring merrily, and sweet music play, to crown the glad tidings on the gypsy's wedding day.
Lovely. What a great way to end the first half. We're now going to have a break. As you can see, it's time to go. But before we do, are there any parish notices? I'm going to mute everybody, and then if you've got a parish notice, please unmute yourself and pitch in.
Yeah, I've got one. The new edition of Folk London is just coming back from the printers and should be with me tomorrow, featuring, among other things, a lengthy article on clubs and sing-arounds in lockdown, featuring quotes from a number of Sharps regulars, some of whom are on the cover. So obviously you're not going to be able to buy it direct from Sharps, so you can go to www.folklondon.co.uk and order a copy there. I'll put the link in chat now. Thank you very much. There's also, one more thing, there's also a special offer on subscriptions. They are £12 for an annual subscription. It's normally £18, but that's an offer throughout May and June.
I've got a notice as well. Nancy Kerr was on Front Row on Radio 4 tonight talking about Leon Rosselson's songs, and she sang The Ant and the Grasshopper. You'd still catch it on BBC Sounds or the iPlayer or somewhere.
Great, thanks, Sheila. Anybody else? There's still this month time to enter the Islington Folk Club Trad to Mad May competition. There will also be a June competition. If lockdown carries on in any form, there will probably be a July competition and several competitions after that. But we'll see. We'll see how things go. Anyway, that's on the Islington Folk Club website, so I'll put that in the chat, the address for that over the break. It's for those who aren't familiar with it, you record yourself singing a song solo and unaccompanied, and you could win as much as £25. Woo-hoo! The other thing is to get on the mailing list for this session. Can you please drop an email to sharpsfolkclub@gmail.com. The emails are going to be going out from that address from now on rather than my personal one. And that's it as far as I have parish notices. Any more for any more?
I mean, this isn't really a parish notice, but the Folk on Foot podcast is doing another Frontman Festival the coming Monday, featuring Nancy Kerr among others and Eliza Carthy, and like the one a few weeks ago was amazing, so I think that's going to be well worth tuning into. So
yeah. Thank you. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I think we'll mute everybody, and I'll turn off the recording to save all the background noise. I will mute everybody, but feel free to unmute yourselves to chat to people. I hope that makes some sense. Okay. And we'll come back in less than 10 minutes. Still got a lot of singers to go. 5 minutes is a bit too short, 10 minutes is a bit too long. Less than 10 minutes. And our first singers in the second half are going to be Maggie and Pete. Whether together or separately, I do not know. It is up to you. And after those two, we'll have David Jones, please. So off you go, Maggie and Pete.
Thank you. Together, the band. Yeah. I guess, yeah, I've been thinking a bit about my mother lately, long gone, but I remember her saying that she thought as she got older, every spring seemed more of a miracle. This one's certainly been a doozy. And the thing to know about this one is where I grew up, there was a TV taping of a Broadway show of Peter Pan that was on pretty much every holiday, it seemed. It was very influential. Yeah. We were unfrozen people in a land promised free from most of the griefs of the old countries. Through wars and depression, we'd come through alive, and I joined their parade in 1955. The TV was huge when I was a small girl. Grandparents bought it to watch Milton Berle. Opened the shutters and find the round screen. The dark glass lit up and it showed us a scene. Come fly out the window, girl, I'll show you how. We'll play with the mermaids, come fly away now. We live in a teepee, we'll run off to sea. Straight on till morning with the lost boys and me. I can't go with you, boy, can't you see that I've changed? I grew up since I played with you, isn't it strange? I've too much to do, people needful of me. Like my own little girl here, asleep at my knee. The woman weeps by the window, her children have flown. At the ending they're back, but they're boring and grown. She offers her daughter, is that really nice? Can't tell if it's happy, though I've seen it twice. Some fairies might perish, and some have flown free. Not much happens to me, that's like on TV. Mommy's face has a look that I can't read right, as we watch Peter Pan on the box in the night. Come fly out the window, girl, I'll show you how. We'll play with the mermaids, come fly away now. We'll live in a teepee, we'll run off to sea. Straight on till morning with the lost boys and me. I can't go with you, boy, can't you see that I've changed? I grew up since I played with you, isn't it strange? I've too much to do, people needful of me. Like my own little girl here, asleep at my knee. The actors, they soar up like birds from a tree. And if you see the wires, well, don't you tell me. If you see the wires, I don't want to know. Their feet on the ledge and they're ready to go. Come fly out the window, girl, I'll show you how. We'll play with the mermaids, come fly away now. We live in a teepee, we'll run off to sea. Straight on till morning with the lost boys and me.
Lovely, I've never heard that before. Beautiful.
It's on our band album.
On the right album.
Okay. Fabulous, thank you. That was lovely. So David Jones is next. After David, can we have Jean, please?
Okay. I'm from Florida. Say there's a hurricane on the way, so if you hear gigantic explosions, that's me getting under the table when the hurricane comes. This is a song, I know it's been sung so many times, Lady Franklin's Lament, but this one has an initial verse at the end that appears in a number of collections in America. I've never actually heard anyone sing it in Britain. Anyway. It was homeward bound one night on the Dee. Swinging in my hammock, I fell asleep. I dreamed a dream, and I thought it true, concerning Franklin and his gallant crew. With 100 seamen he sailed away to the frozen ocean in the month of May, to seek a passage around the pole, where we poor seamen do sometimes go. Through cruel hardships they mainly strove, their ship on mountains of ice was drove, where the Eskimo in his skin canoe was the only one who could ever get through. in Baffin's Bay where the whalefish blow. The fate of Franklin no man may know. The fate of Franklin no tongue can tell. Lord Franklin along with his sailors do dwell. And now my burden, it gives me pain, for my long lost Franklin I'd cross the main. £10,000 I would freely give to say on earth my Lord Franklin do live. And a voice within that I can't control gives assurance to me of his peaceful toll. Oh, Arctic seas, what you have concealed on the judgment day shall be revealed.
David. Beautifully sung. David, where did the last?
I've got a wonky tooth that's causing me to pronounce all the words wrong. That's this week's excuse.
David, where did that last verse come from?
The last verse, well, it's in Dorflinger's book in Songs
Where is it?
of Lumbermen and Sailormen. Bill Dorflinger is the guy who collected the Liverpool.
Yeah.
He collected in on Staten Island in New York.
Yeah, but
I heard that one. That verse before.
It's a cracking song. Okay, thank you. And Jean will no doubt have something completely different for us, and so will Wendy, who will be on after her. Take it away, Jean.
No pressure then. This one, I think, is a song of hope. It's quite fitting for our times, but it was written in 1941 by Huey Charles and Ross Parker, and it was sung by Vera Lynn in 1942. There's a land of begin again on the other side of the hill, where we learn to love and live again when the world is quiet and still. There's a land of begin again, and there's not a cloud in the sky, where we'll never have to grieve again, and we'll never say goodbye. When all your troubles just surround you, and around you skies are grey, if you can only keep your eyes on the horizon, not so far away, there's a land of begin again on the other side of the hill, where we learn to love and live again when the world is quiet and still. There's a land of begin again, there's not a cloud in the sky, where we'll never have to grieve again, and we'll never say goodbye. There aren't any signposts to guide you, you don't need permission to stay, and you'll find there's something inside you, showing you the way. There's a land of begin again on the other side of the hill, where we learn to love and live again, when the world is quiet and still. There's a land of begin again. There's not a cloud in the sky, where we'll never have to grieve again, and we'll never say goodbye. There's a prize we can win again, and together somehow we will. There's a land of begin again on the other side of the hill. There's a land of begin again on the other side of the hill, where we learn to love and live again, when the world is quiet and still. There's a land of begin again. There's not a cloud in the sky, where we'll never have to grieve again, and we'll never say goodbye.
Thank you. It's a song of hope, but it's still very, very melancholy. We need songs of hope at the moment, so thank you. So Wendy is our next singer, and followed by Jan.
So this isn't quite as gloomy as I normally sing. I don't know if it's quite hopeful, but hopefully not too sad. It's a Tom Waits song. The phone's off the hook. No one knows where we are. It's a long time since I drank champagne. The ocean is blue as your eyes. I'm gonna take it with me when I go. Old, long since gone, now way back when we lived in Coney Island. Ain't no good thing ever dies. I'm gonna take it with me when I go. Far, far away, a train whistle blows. Wherever you're going, wherever you've been, waving goodbye at the end of the day. You're up and you're over and far away. Always for you and forever yours. It felt just like the old days. We fell asleep on Beulah's porch. I'm gonna take it with me when I go. Children are playing at the end of the day. Strangers are singing all alone. It's got to be more than flesh and bone. All that you've loved is all you own. In a land there's a town, and in that town there's a house, and in that house there's a man, and in that man is a heart I love. I'm gonna take it with me when I go. I'm gonna take it with me when I go.
Oh, lovely. Excellent.
Nothing like a bit of Tom West. Great.
We are. What's it? No, is it
Brilliant.
spoilt for? Yes, spoilt for great songs and great singers this evening. So thank you for adding to that mix. Jan is next, and followed by Riggy.
And I've got fun.
You're still on mute there, Jan. That's you. Should be you.
Am I there?
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, and I've got to follow that beautiful song. Thank you. This is a John Heslop song, Candles. The sea, she is a harsh and bitter mistress. She only gives her pleasure in repayment of men's lives. Yet constantly they go to her to reap the silver harvest. Long days and nights spent far from homes and wives. I will keep a candle in the window. I will keep a watch upon the sea. I will say a prayer to any saint who'll hear and pray that my love comes safe to me, safe home to me. See the boats so grand along the quayside, how small they look and fragile when out upon the waves. See the men so tall and strong, the boys with faces shining, how many will bear flowers on their graves. I will keep a candle in the window. I will keep a watch upon the sea. I will say a prayer to any saint who'll hear and pray that my love comes safe to me, safe home to me. See the sun go down like molten metal, horizon to horizon, the sidelights burning clear. From rain down to the lizard, you can see our boats out working, our boats, our men, and all that we hold dear. I will keep a candle in the window. I will say a prayer. I will keep a watch upon the sea. I will say a prayer to any saint who'll hear and pray that my love comes safe to me, safe home to me. Little Cornish boats upon the ocean, each as great as any Spanish galleon in its prime, and all on board worth more to us than any gold or silver. How anxiously we wait the morning tide. I will keep a candle in the window. I will keep a watch upon the sea. I will say a prayer to any saint who'll hear and pray that my love comes safe to me, safe home to me. Thank you.
Well done, John.
Lovely. Another desperately melancholy song. Slowly song. So what does Riggy have for us? And after,
Misery!
After
Misery!
Riggy, we'll
Come
have
on, let's have some misery, Riggy.
Misery, I hope.
I don't know how many of you got to go. Unmute. I don't know how many of you get to go to Sidmouth, but the noontime sessions in the volunteer, for me, a highlight is to see Bill Crawford from Exeter down there, and he gave me this song, great dog song, as we would say in New York, right, Steve? Dog song.
Well, let me just get ready here. Oh, now here's to the fox in the earth beneath the rocks. Here's to the line that we follow. And here's to every hound with his nose upon the ground. And merrily we'll whoop and we'll hollow. So drink, puppy, drink. Let every puppy drink that's old enough to lap and to swallow. For he'll grow into a hound and will pass the bottle round, and merrily we'll whoop and we'll hollow. Now here's to the horse and the rider too, of course. Here's to the rally, to the hunt, boys. And here's to every friend who can struggle to the end. And here's to the tally-ho in front, boys. So drink, puppy, drink. Let every puppy drink that's old enough to lap and to swallow. For he'll grow into a hound and will pass the bottle round, and merrily we'll whoop and we'll hollow. Now here's to the gap and the timber that we wrap. Here's to the whitethorn and the black too. And here's to the pace that brings life unto the chase, and the fence that gives a moment for the pack too. So drink, puppy, drink. Let every puppy drink that's old enough to lap and to swallow. For he'll grow into a hound and will pass the bottle round, and merrily we'll whoop and we'll hollow. Now the pack is staunch and true, and we've come from scent to view, and it's worth the risk to life, limb and neck, boys, for to see them dive and swoop and then finish with a whoop. 40 minutes on the grass without a check, boys. So drink, puppy, drink. Let every puppy drink that's old enough to lap and to swallow. For he'll grow into a hound and will pass the bottle round, and merrily we'll whoop and we'll hollow.
Lovely stuff, Briggy.
I like your whoop. Very good.
Yes, I'm going to miss the volunteer really badly when we get to the first week of August, Riggy.
Yeah, I love that. It's the best singing experience in my life.
It's my favourite thing of the festival, even including the ballad sessions that I run.
That says something if you prefer the other session to your own. Okay, Gemma is next, and after Gemma we've got a newcomer to this session, possibly a newcomer to Sharps, I'm not sure, Lou Crisfield. But Gemma first.
Hey.
Sorry, I have to go to my computer to unmute myself. Also, if I look really rude, like if I look like I'm looking that way, it's because I've got you all projected on the wall because my computer screen's broken, so that's why. I'll sing. I've not sung this one for ages, so I'm going to sing this one. As I went a-walking one fine summer's morning, the birds in the bushes did whistle and sing. The lads and the lasses in couples were courting going back to the factory, the work to begin. He spied one amongst them, she was fairer than any, her cheeks like the roses that bloom in the spring, her skin like the lily that grows in yon valley. She was only a hard-working factory girl. He stepped up beside her more closely to view her. She said, "My young man, don't steal my soul. Oh, young man, have manners and do not insult me, for I am a hard-working factory girl. No, I don't mean to harm you or to ever scorn you, but grant me one favour. Pray, where do you dwell? Oh, I am but an orphan, without home or relation. I am only a hard-working factory girl. So we said, come with me, and then a lady will be. I have gold in my pocket and silver as well. I have fine houses, all adorned with ivy, and no more will you answer that factory bell. But she said that temptation leads to ruination. Go find you a lady, and may you live well, for I'm but an orphan, without friend or relation, and yonder's the sound of my factory bell. But he said, if you leave me, then forever I'll wander over high hill and valley, and alone in the dell. Though my friends and my comrades, they would all frown upon me, I would mourn for the sake of my factory girl. So now to come hand to finish these verses. This couple got married, and they do live well. So lads, raise your glasses and drink to the lasses and to the sweet sound of the factory bell.
Well done, Gemma.
A lovely song, well sung.
Great rendition, Gemma. Thank you. The plaudits are in the chat, so have a look at those, and we will move on to Lou. Welcome, Lou, and after Lou, we'll have Racker Donnelly.
Well, thanks. Yeah, Dave invited me to come along, which is lovely. It's my first time. I've really enjoyed it. This is a song I wrote about, well, it's inspired by a letter I heard read on the radio from a wife to her husband on the front in the First World War. And it doesn't get any more cheery, I'm afraid. So I'm adding to the misery. Dearest John, I don't know how to write this. Don't know if you're ever coming home. But if you do, it's best that you forget us. Start again and find yourself a new wife. 'Cause he puts food on the table. He pays the rent. He's sitting in your chair. He's lying in our bed. Well, after you had left us for the front, I tried to keep the wolves from the door. But after Daisy came along, the factory had to let me go. And the rent was due and the coal shed was empty. He puts food on the table. He pays the rent. He's sitting in your chair. He's lying in our bed. 'Cause he puts food on the table. He pays the rent. He's sitting in your chair. He's lying in our bed. 'Cause he puts food on the table. He pays the rent. He's sitting in your chair. He's lying in our bed. 'Cause he puts food on the table. He pays the rent. He's sitting in your chair. He's lying in our bed. Well, Harry's learning how to tie his laces. He does his sums and he helps me with the trash. I don't think he'd recognise your face now. And Daisy never knew you anyhow. He puts food on the table. He pays the rent. He's sitting in your chair. He's lying in our bed. rules this house with an iron fist. He don't take no lip. Can't remember the last time that I laughed. But the wolves have gone and the coal shed's full, and Harry's got a new pair of shoes. And God only knows what else I could have done. He puts food on the table. He pays the rent. He's sitting in your chair. He's lying in our bed. He's lying in our bed. He's lying in our bed. Thank you.
Whoa, cracker.
Beautiful.
See, you let him down easily.
It's gorgeous.
Wow, what an
Lovely
evening!
stuff.
What an
Beautiful
evening!
work.
We've still got loads of great singers to go, and yeah, this is just fantastic. So, thank you, Lou, and please do come back and bring your own songs or bring other people's. We're not fussy, but that was great. So, Racker Donnelly is our next singer, closely followed by Alison Frosdick.
You're muted.
Are you there, Racker? Can't hear you. Where are you?
Is that better?
Yes, that's a lot better.
Right. But did you hear my intro, or do I have to do it again?
You have to do the whole thing again.
Right. This is called the Rack of Lamb, and if you're a sheep or a vegetarian, you won't enjoy it because it's about a sheep at the end of its life or just after. And it was the finale of a radio program I wrote about sheep in general. So this was about a dead one, the Rack of Lamb. Oh, by the way, there are a couple of references in it, cryptic references to the kind of spices you'd add to the lamb when you're cooking it, or not, as you please. Some cook lamb with nectarine, some fry it, some marinade, some sheesh, some butterfly it, some scoff the offal, some Saratoga roll it, some, if they have the neck, ragout or casserole it. For some hot pot'll hit the spot, but most cry roast. A leg, crinkly skin and pink within, minty, musky, cardamom, come in. Rosemary, grab a dish and savor that delicious flavor. This is where it's at. But better still, heart of the meal, king of the hill, royal rack of lamb, crust cutlasses, the juiciest of joints, wavy with gravy for extra brownie points. Uncap the prongs. Let banqueting commence. Enough of rhyme, me belly's in suspense. It's dinner time. I'm feeling thinnish, and I am racked with desire to attack and finish this rack of lamb.
Starving now. Bit late at night to have all that talk about food.
Making me hungry.
Thank you. Over to Alison, and after Alison, we will move swiftly on to Declan.
Oh, Declan.
Okay, I'm going to sing a song that I learnt from the singing of Nora Butler, who was lived in the County Tipperary, and she died at the beginning of this month. And so this is by way of tribute to her, and it's called The Bold Trooper. It has a chorus, so do join in. I shall see your mouths moving, but I won't be able to hear you, unfortunately. I'll
was an old merchant near London did dwell. He had a fine daughter, he loved her quite well. She was pretty and witty, could not be excelled, and her husband he was a bold trooper. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-ay, riddle-ay. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-laddie-I-O. There was an old tailor that lived nearby. On this pretty damsel he soon cast his eye. 4 guineas I'll pay for me lodgings tonight, if your husband is bound to stand duty. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-ay, riddle-ay. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-laddie-I-O. The old trooper went out, and that before long. They went up to bed and began for to fun. Went up to bed and began for to fun, and never since thought of the trooper. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-ay, riddle-ay. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-laddie-I-O. The old trooper went home in the dead hour of night, knocked at the door, which gave them great fright. Hide me, oh hide me, the tailor he cried, for I hear the bold rap of the trooper. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-ay, riddle-ay. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-laddie-I-O. There is an old cupboard behind the room door. There you may hide, both safe and secure. I'll go downstairs and I'll open the door, and I'll welcome me husband the trooper. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-ay, riddle-ay. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-laddie-I-O. She went downstairs and she let him in. With kisses and compliments she did begin. For your kisses and compliments I don't care a pin, but light me a fire, said the trooper. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-ay, riddle-ay. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-laddie-I-O. I have no fire nor no fire stuff, but come up to bed where we'll be warm enough. There is an old cupboard behind the room door. We'll burn it tonight, said the trooper. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-ay, riddle-ay. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-laddie-I-O. Husband, oh husband, it is my desire that useless old cupboard's too good for the fire. Besides there I do keep my gamecock I admire. Show me a gamecock, said the trooper. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-ay, riddle-ay. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-laddie-I-O. He went upstairs and he opened the door. There found the tailor safe and secure. He gave him a halt to the middle of the floor. Is this your gamecock, said the trooper. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-ay, riddle-ay. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-laddie-I-O. He asked for the sethers, he asked for the shears. He snipped off the top of the poor tailor's ears. He gave him a kick and a shove and a blow, and away with the poor croppy tailor. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-ay, riddle-ay. Foul-de-diddle-hey, riddle-laddie-I-O. Thank you.
Lovely.
Well.
It has something kind of cheerful, although snipping off the top of someone's ear. Low standards.
I have to say, Nora Butler didn't sing that verse. When I looked up the words, that was the additional verse at the end, which I thought needed to be in there.
Yeah.
Now let's see where chat is.
Thank you. So Declan Coyne is next, and after Declan, could we have Jude, please?
Okay, can you hear me all right? Okay. Can I just I just want to thank John White for singing the song about the sheep stealers. The people of Roscommon are actually known as the sheep stealers, so it was very appropriate. And I think the story of his song was very appropriate to the reason why they were referred to as sheep stealers here as well. So well done, John. I'm going to sing a song that I mentioned last week, the last Minstrel Show. Posters peeling underneath last summer's morning glory vine. Old White had a stump of cigar and an empty bottle of wine. Lay me down, Carolina, lay me down. Don't want to wake up in the morning no more. Sing me one slow, sad song for this one last old time before they close a minstrel show. Banjo's got a broken string. Don't expect I'll get to fix it now. Don't get no more chance to sing. I'm rusty anyhow. Lay me down, Carolina, lay me down. Don't want to wake up in the morning no more. Sing me one slow, sad song for this one last old time before they close the minstrel show. Daddy Bones is dead, I guess. You probably don't know or care. Frank and Archie's gone away somewhere I don't know where. Lay me down, Carolina, lay me down. Don't want to wake up in the morning no more. Sing me one slow, sad song for this one last old time before they close the minstrel show. The money and the crowds ran out before we reached our last town. This show done played its last run and brung the curtain down. Lay me down, Carolina, lay me down. Don't want to wake up in the morning no more. Sing me one slow, sad song for this one last old time before they close the minstrel show. Don't know where we go from here. Come to that, I just don't care. Maybe we'll go to a better place, and the minstrel show will be there. Lay me down, Carolina, lay me down. Don't want to wake up in the morning no more. Sing me one slow, sad song for this one last old time before they close the minstrel show. Sing me one slow, sad song for this one last old time before they close the minstrel show. I hope that was measurable enough for you, man.
Hey. Hey.
Lovely.
How exciting, so don't forget them.
It was definitely very high on the misery stakes, Declan. Thank you.
That's what we like.
I don't know what Jude's not usually incredibly miserable, so
Oh,
we'll
go
see
on,
what
Jude.
we've got
Go
for
on.
us, but we'll see.
I don't think they can hear me.
We've got Kathy.
Unmute myself.
Well, they use everybody but the performer.
You look slightly frozen, Jude. I hope we've still got you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. No,
Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. I completely lost contact there. Okay. Yes, I'll do a music hall song. Right. Okay. This has a verse. So a chorus. So please join in. Okay. Right. Let me just get organised. Oh. Okay. I'm just a young girl who's just come over from the country where they do things big. And amongst the boys I found a lover. And since I found a lover, well, I don't care a fig. The boy I love is up in the gallery. The boy I love is looking down at me. There he is, can't you see, waving his handkerchief, as merry as a robin that sits in a tree. Now the boy I love, they calls him a cobbler, but he's not a cobbler, allow me to state. For Johnny is a tradesman, and he works in the borough, where they sole and heels them while you wait. The boy I love is up in the gallery. The boy I love is looking down at me. There he is, can't you see, waving his handkerchief, as merry as a robin that sits in a tree. Now if I was a duchess and I had a lot of money, I'd give it to the boy who's gonna marry me. But I ain't got a penny, so I'll live on love and kisses and be just as happy as the birds in the trees. The boy I love is up in the gallery. The boy I love is looking down at me. There he is, can't you see, waving his handkerchief, as merry as a robin that sits in a tree. There he is, can't you see, waving his handkerchief, as merry as a robin that sits in a tree.
Well done there, Jude. Lovely song.
It was great, and with actions as well. We always like those ones.
Oh.
Good. Moving on then to Kathy Dent, and Kathy's going to be followed by Ray McLaughlin, please.
Okay, one with the chorus for late on in the evening. No deaths. Dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. Dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. Now the sun it does decline, pour the beer and pour the wine. Let us lead your thoughts astray from the world and from the day. Dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. Dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. We bring songs from history, love and war and mystery. We can lead you from despair, or can chill the darkening air. Dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. Dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. Now you can choose to pass us by with a cruel or scornful eye, but we shall see the ending through, and we'll turn and say to you, dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray. Dark the night, long till day. Do not bid us further stray.
Lovely, Kathy.
Yeah.
Lovely, Kathy. Lovely.
Thank you, Kathy.
Song, Kathy.
That was also on the cheerful side.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what Ray has for us, who knows? We're about to find out. And after Ray, I'm going to call on Jacqueline Grimes.
Okay, I think this is a little bit cheerful anyway. Just say a quick hello to Mac. I haven't seen Mac here at these sessions before, so just say hello. Long time no see. Okay. Oh, my name it is Sally, and I lived in West Belfast till the troubles got troublesome, and my mum thought it best to go back to our own. Back to our own, me mum thought it best to go back to our own. And I was pissed off 'cause I wanted the chance for Alex Maloney to ask me to the dance that was on in his school. On in his school, the end of year formal that was on at his school. Alex played football with the boys in our street, and us girls used to gather to laugh at their legs till the bulldozers came. The bulldozers came, oh the bulldozers came, and they dug up the pitch. Well, Alex's eyes were as blue as our egg cups that over the years one by one disappeared. And I never could find them in any other shop. Alex was 15 and me only 13, but I looked at him more than he looked at me. Ah, but boys are that way, they grow up so slow and keep missing their chance. Well, last Tuesday morning I was shopping in town when I saw a wee fat man and his wee wife, and when he looked around, oh, he turned round and gave me the shock of me life. It was Alex Maloney in a moustache and glasses, and I never would have known him except for his eyes, which were still as blue. His eyes were as blue as those egg cups I told you about. So I had to sit down and for a smoke and a coffee, and I borrowed the waitress's pen and I wrote down this song that I'm singing, this song that I'm singing, this song that I'm singing for you lot tonight.
Great. What a great song.
Right.
You never know what you're guessing. And
Brilliant.
Brilliant stuff. Okay, Jacqueline's
Eclectic
next.
mix tonight.
Then we've got a few singers we haven't heard for a while. So, yes, hang around. I think we will go a bit beyond 11, but as we don't have to get the tube home, hopefully that will be all right.
Aye.
So, Jacqueline, and after Jacqueline, it's going to be Finbar.
Hey.
Can you hear me now? Yeah. So back to a bit of misery. I heard there was some posts about this song earlier on, so I'm gonna sing this. Come, my little son, and I will tell you what we'll do. Undress yourself and get into bed, and a tale I'll tell to you. 'Tis all about your daddy. He's a man you seldom see, for he had to roam far away from home, far away from you and me. Remember, laddie, he's still your dad, though he's working far away. In the cold and the heat, all the hours of the week, on England's motorway. So if you fall and hurt yourself and you are feeling bad, it isn't any use to go a-calling for your dad. For the only time since you were born that he's had to spend with you, he was out of a job and he hadn't a bob. He was signing on the brew. Remember, laddie, he's still your dad, though he's working far away. In the cold and the heat, all the hours of the week, on England's motorway. Sure, we'd like your daddy home. Yeah, sure, it would be fine to have him working near a home and to see him all the time. But beggars can't be choosers, so we'll have to bear our load. For we need the money your daddy earns, working on the road. Remember, laddie, he's still your dad, though he's working far away. In the cold and the heat, all the hours of the week, on England's motorway.
Great stuff. Lovely. You love that one, Matt.
Yeah, too true.
Yeah.
Lovely, and we've got very strong representation from Irish singers this evening, and we seem to be on a run at the moment because our next singer is Finbar Wall, And after Finmar, we're going to have Tom Reed.
Oh, right.
Take us away.
He was the one who had. Oh, no.
Yourself.
Back. But anyway, can you hear me? Okay. When first I came on to this country, it was to view the sweet flowers gay. I fell in love with a fair young maiden. She appeared to me like a queen in May. I asked her kindly if she would marry, or if she would be a sailor's wife. Oh, no, kind sir, I would rather tarry, for to enjoy a sweet single life. O fairest creature, you pride of nature, how come you differ from all female kind? For you are youthful, both fair and handsome. To marry you I am most inclined. Oh, well, kind sir, then I must tell you, I have been promised for 5 years or more to one O'Reilly from the county Leitrim, which often grieves my poor heart full sore. You are like the swan that sails the ocean, making motion with both its wings. Your snowy breast would make a potion for any lord or an Irish king. For you are youthful, both fair and handsome, and you are fitting to be a queen. I wish I had been in battle wounded, ere your fair face I had ever seen. I wish I had you in Feeney Harbour, 100 miles from your native home, or in some valley where none would find us. It's there with you I'd be content to roam. It's there I would caress my jewel, and if she'd be content with me to roam, I would sail over to Philadelphia, say farewell to Riley, forevermore. Yeah.
Great to hear you again, Finbar, and someone else who's going to be great to hear again, and who hopefully this means that he's got his breath back, is Tom Reid. And after Tom, finally another Scottish singer, is we're going to have Hazel.
Am I on? I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do.
You should be all right now, yeah.
I can hear me, yeah? You can hear me? Yeah? Bloody hell, I feel like I'm making my debut here. You'll have to forgive the breathing. It's not, that stupid virus robbed it of my breath. Anyway, I'll give this a go. This is a song written by an old friend of mine from down in the County Kerry, Mickey McConnell. It's Lament for Judy. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. I saw a rainbow bleeding in the evening sky, orange and red and indigo and blue, and a gypsy wind crept sadly through the dying leaves, and all of this reminded me of you. And I wonder, did you find what you went searching for in that wonderland of which you used to sing? Still there's no such thing as broken dreams or falling stars, broken hearts and bluebirds, broken wings, sanctified in cellulite, you made your merry way, not caring about what you did or said, until at last you found fair weather friends all slipped away as you struggled to survive the life you'd led. Now insubstantial images are all that's left of you, canned memories of a younger, better age, and fragmented, half-forgotten songs that rung the curtain down, like mocking laughter on an empty stage. And I wonder, did you find what you went searching for in that wonderland of which you used to sing? Still there's no such thing as broken dreams or falling stars, broken hearts and bluebirds, broken wings. I saw a rainbow bleeding in the evening sky, orange and red and indigo and blue, and a gypsy wind crept sadly through the dying leaves. And all of this reminded me of you. Judy, thank you.
Be back, Tom.
Lovely. See you again, Tom.
Right.
Welcome back, Tom. For a debut, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, so Judy Garland.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Okay, we've only got 3 more people with their hands up, and that will be it. I haven't put myself on. I was going to sing a big long song, which is not going to happen now. But I'm going to sing a very short song right at the end, and I will sing my long song next week.
Very good.
But next we have Hazel, and then we have James Eagle. So Hazel, over to you.
Thank you. Okay. I sang this song on Zoom on Saturday, and I heard sad news this morning that the writer, Micah Patterson, has sadly died. And I just thought I'd better sing Channels again because he and my friend Linda Kelly wrote it together. The wind is from the southwest, boys, blows maybe 5 or 6, and the waves are sliding smoothly as they run. And under all plain sail, we are making 8 good knots as we make our way up channel in the sun. It is cold early December, and we're finally going home, back to where the water is not blue but green, and the leaves have changed to orange and fallen from the trees, and I hope once more in my own bed to dream. It's a week short of a 12-month since we went upon our way down the channel, outward bound to foreign shores, to seas as warm as blood and black velvet starlit nights, and the scurvy, rats and damp salt water sores. We square up at the Lizard and a little east-northeast until Portland comes up on the port-hand side. Then we haul a little closer for St. Catherine's beachy head. Then it's sharp port through the downs to catch the tide. We're at Southend, we're at Gravesend, then we're entering Longreach, and off Stonehouse Point it all seems very slow. Then just as we pass Greenwich, a little donkey tug casts a line to us and takes us all in tow. We have been down to Australia, Vallepo round the Horn, and from there on to Foochow for loads of tea. And now we're bound up channel and our voyage nearly done. London's rivers open wide to welcome me. So we bunt and furl up nicely, and we make a harbour stow, sharp line everything to show them what we're worth. Then the mate yells from the wheelhouse, stand by, fore and aft, as we're gently eased at last into our berth. Then it's at the payoff table with your discharge book to stamp, and your grip and duffel bag in your right hand, and your oilies in a bundle tied in gantline that was spare. Then you once again step carefully on to land. Home to England, wives and children, who are changed before our eyes, time spent in our wooden prison, but you see, for a week or 3 we'll settle, then our stormy mistress calls, then we all sign on again, and back to sea. Micah Patterson.
Hazel, thank you. Okay, we are finally heading towards the end. We've got James, and after James we've got Richard, and then I'll round us off. So, yeah, over to you, James.
This is surprisingly cheery for a song about a lost love, and it's got a chorus you can join in on quietly, I guess, not to wake the neighbours. As I was a-travelling in the North Country, down by Kirby Stephen I happened for to be. As I was a-walking up and down the street, a pretty little by-a-broom I chanced for to meet, and she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the lish young by-a-broom that led me astray. She kindly then invited me to go along the way. Yes, was the answer to her that I did say. There was me with me music walking down the street, and her with her tambourine was beating hand and feet. For she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the lish young by-a-broom that led me astray. Straightway for Kendal we steered her and I, over yon white mountain, the weather being dry. We each had a bottle filled up to the top, and whenever we was feeling dry we took a little drop. For she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the lish young by-a-broom that led me astray. The night's coming on, good lodgings we did find, with eatables of all sorts and plenty of good wine. Good bed and blankets just for we two. Well, I rolled her in me arms, me boys, and wouldn't you do too? For she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the lish young by-a-broom that led me astray. Early the next morning we arose to go our way. I called to the landlord to see what was to pay. 14 and sixpence just for you two, and a fiver on the table, my darling, then she threw. For she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the lish young by-a-broom that led me astray. Now the reason we parted I now will let you hear. She started off for Germany right early the next year, and me not being willing to cross the raging sea. Here's a health to my by-a-broom wherever she may be. For she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the lish young by-a-broom that led me astray. Yes, she was right, I was tight, everybody has their way. It was the lish young by-a-broom that led me astray.
I don't know.
Well, James.
Thanks, James. We've suddenly gone through a much more cheerful phase generally in half the second half. I don't know what Richard has got for us, whether he's going to continue that trend. Richard, over to you.
Well, Felicity wanted to hear me play the concertina, so I thought I'd do that. One I learnt from Tom Paley, and it is Swedish, and it is in 3/4 time, and it isn't a polska. It's a waltz.
Oh.
Lovely.
Thank you, Richard. Yeah, it's good to have an instrumental, and always good to have a reminder of Tom Paley, who's much missed. So finally, we have come to the end of the long line of tiny little red hands, and I put up my own tiny little red hand now, and I'm going to sing a song whose introduction is probably actually longer than the song itself. It does only have 2 verses, so please don't settle in. Yeah, it's a true story, and it's basically what happened. Well, not what happens, but it's about the what happened when a dream died, from the Sark Folk Festival. The name of the restaurant, the Putty Pool, is the name of the restaurant which features at the start. In the Putty Pool one Monday, sitting soaking up the sun, I dreamed of the best of breakfast to end a festival of fun. Cheerfully I placed my order, smoked salmon, eggs and toast, the finest breakfast on the menu, and I wanted it the most. I could have ordered lobster, I could have ordered cheese, I could have ordered bacon or hash browns or sausages. But though I wanted that smoked salmon, it's to me forever lost. For some thieving bastard ate it, and he never paid the cost.
Thank you, everybody. What a wonderful evening.
What a villain.
Good to see you, Mac.
Great to see you, Mac.
Yeah, you've become a real techie now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Pointy head.
I see you've
Well
got
done,
Vimbar
Amanda.
into Zoom.
Well done, Amanda and Livy.
Yes, thank you, Amanda.
Nice
Amanda.
stuff. Lovely.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Next week. Lovely evening.
Great
Thanks
to
a
see
lot.
you on this side of the ocean.
Yes,
you too.
You all please come back next week.
Several oceans in one case.
All right.
Good to see everybody.
Bye, cheers.
Bye. Bye, Felicity. Bye. See you next week.
Bye. Bye, Matt.
Bye bye.
Like the
Cheers,
Walsh,
Mac.
isn't it?
See
Good
you.
to see you.
Thank you.